Hi guys, it's Laura from Travel and Teach Online FAQ, and in today's video I'll be giving you the most up-to-date applicant requirements and application process for those of you who would like to work for DaDa. Now they did have a bit of a hiring freeze a couple of months ago, but they are hiring again now, so if you did apply in the past and didn't hear anything, or if you want to apply for the first time, now is a good time to do so. If you did already apply, I do recommend applying again using a new email address rather than just waiting for them, because I imagine they have thousands of application forms to get through. So yep, if you've applied in the past, apply again. So I have made one of these videos before. I made one I think back in November, but things have changed a bit since then. I've gotten some more information about what the process is like, so I thought I'd do an update because if you're like me, you want to have as much information as possible so you feel prepared before you go into the interview and the whole process. First, let's talk about applicant requirements. You need to be a native English speaker, have a bachelor's degree in anything. Education is obviously a big bonus, but it's not necessary. You need to have a teaching certificate, so a TEFL, a TESOL, or a CELTA. If you don't have one, don't worry, you can get them really cheaply on Groupon. They're pretty easy to do, they don't take too long, and yes, these are requirements for all of the companies if you want to work in China now, so it's a good idea to get one if you haven't already and you are serious about working online. And the final thing you need is to get a criminal record check. Again, this is free or cheap, simple to do, and if you need any help, leave a comment and I will be able to find you a link to one that you can use in your country. If you meet all of these requirements, then you're ready to apply. I'll leave a link to my referral link down below. I really appreciate it if you do apply through that, but if you don't want to, you can just go through Google and search for the DaDa application page that way. The actual application form itself is super simple. You just fill in your qualifications, your experience, you add a profile picture, so make sure it's something semi-professional, you know, not something like down the pub with your mates having a drink, and you want to attach a CV as well. I think in the US this is called a resume. If you're not sure about this or you want someone to check it over, I'm happy to go through it with you and give you some advice, so you can just send it to me. I'll leave my email address down below. And that's it, the application form. You just send it off and hopefully if you have been successful, you'll hear back within a few days. Now it's time to get prepared for your interview. I'm just going to have a look at my phone. I have quite a lot of notes I've made for this video, so I make sure that I tell you everything that you need to know. So in the email you will be able to go back to your application page and you'll be able to choose an interview slot. You will do a network and devices check. This is just something that you can do to make sure that all of your equipment and your internet is working correctly. It will check your microphone, your sound in your headset, it will check the internet speed and your camera. The next thing you will have to do is, let me just take a quick look. You will also get a link to the preparation pack to help you prepare for your interview, and there's a link apparently to the video of a mock demo lesson so you can kind of see what to expect. The material is different to your lesson, but hopefully it will still give you some ideas. Before you actually do your interview, there are a few more things you'll have to prepare. Make sure that you have a light blue t-shirt of some kind, that you have a decent background, not your bedroom like me. I actually have like a vinyl poster board that I use. You want to make sure that you have good lighting and yeah, that you're ready to go, your internet and everything is set. The interview, training and mock are all in the same kind of slot. The interview itself is super simple. I think it's about 10 minutes, but mine was even shorter than that. They'll just check you are who you say you are, that you have your qualifications you've said, and they'll also apparently ask you about your salary expectations. I can't remember them asking me this, but they did ask one of the people I've been speaking to recently. So be prepared to give some kind of answer. I think starting pay is usually between 100 and 130 RMB, and the pay is based on your experience, qualifications, and the mock lesson that you're about to give. After the interview stage, you will get a quick training of the different functions in the classroom. If you're like me and you would like a little bit more time to prepare or a little bit more of an idea of what's happening, I will leave a link to my classroom tour video down below. Here you'll be able to see all the different functions and what to do in the classroom so that maybe you're a little bit more comfortable when it's time to teach yourself. The mock class is 10 minutes long, roughly, and before the interview, before the mock class, you will get a preparation pack. This will give you all the information of the things they're looking for, it will show you the slides, and it also has 3 student profiles. The interviewer will choose one profile, one student to act as, and you have to adapt the lesson accordingly. So I have some notes on my phone, so I don't forget anything. So in the mock class, they will be looking for things like using TPR, which are the actions, listen, watch my mouth, good job. I'll leave a link to my top 10 TPR poses down below if you have no idea what I'm talking about. You also have to think about using props. So this lesson I think is on the alphabet. You might want to make a couple of alphabet flashcards, grab an apple or a banana, just a few things so that you can, show that you can use these props. And I will talk you through, they do actually give all of the things they're looking for in this demo, so I'll talk you through them a little bit now so you're a bit more prepared. So the first thing you need to think about is that you don't need to use all of the slides. This is the great thing that I love about DaDa, is you can use as many or as little slides as a student needs. You can expand as you want to help the student, to give them extra practice, to extend the lesson. So yeah, don't worry about going through all the slides in your 10 minutes. First thing they're looking for is that you can set the context of the lesson and do a bit of a warm-up. So make sure that you introduce yourself, ask the student's name, maybe do a hello song, and get the lesson started off right. They're also looking for appropriate language use. So this means not using too much incidental extra language, keeping it really simple. This lesson is ABC, so you do want to make sure you're really simplifying your language. For example, if you want them to circle the cat, you don't want to say, "Oh, please would you just circle the cat for me?" That's way too many words. Just circle the cat. Use TPR and as little language as possible. The next thing they're looking for is student engagement, so make sure you're giving the student plenty of praise, give them the stars, get them involved in the lesson, get them using the pen, repeating, answering questions, whatever they're capable of doing. The next thing they're looking for is that you are able to elicit and check understanding. So for example, if you've been teaching cat, you want to make sure that they know this word. So what I do with the lowest levels is I point and go, elephant, or another word we've learned, banana, and hopefully they'll go, no, cat. If they're still not sure, I'll give them the first letter, k, and hopefully they'll get it. And this is my way of checking that they understand the language they've learned. The next thing is that you are able to challenge your students. So there are 3 profiles that the interviewer might use for this lesson, and one of them is I think a higher level student. So if your student is a high level and they do already know these words already, then you want to extend the lesson and challenge them, maybe putting these words into sentences, teaching them a bit more vocabulary. So you want to show that you can really push the student depending on their level and knowledge. The next thing is error correction. You want to be correcting their pronunciation, their sentence structure, their grammar. So I imagine the interviewer will probably make some mistakes on purpose and they're hoping you'll pick up on them. In terms of things like pronunciation, I try and correct 2 or 3 times. I don't go over and over and over if the student is still making a mistake. It's something that I will come back to later. And finally, they're looking for timing. They're making sure that your pacing is okay, that you're not spending a lot of time on something the student already knows, that you're not flying through the slides if it's not a very confident student, and that, your pacing is on par with what they're looking for. So that's what they are looking for in the mock lesson. Make sure, I don't know if I mentioned already, but props are quite important, so even if you can grab an apple, a banana, some flashcards, do that. And that's it. The lesson goes really quickly and hopefully the interview will be very nice. So if you have any more questions about the demo lesson or would like any more specific videos or anything, let me know and I will try and make them for you in the future. But now let's go on to what to do after your interview and demo lesson. Hopefully after the mock lesson and the interview you will get an offer email email saying congratulations. It will give the pay they're offering you. I think you can negotiate if you feel the pay is too low, but this can slow down the proceedings a little bit. So after your interview, if you've passed, there are a few things you have to do before you start teaching. You need to make sure you upload a copy of your passport. If you're not comfortable with them having all the information, you can blank out the number. They just want to check that it's you and you are from the country you say you are. They want you to upload your documents like your BA certificate, your bachelor certificate, your teaching certificate. You'll have to complete some onboarding training, which is basically just telling you about the platform, the classroom, the lessons, so you know a little bit more about the company itself. They would like you to make an intro video and complete your profile. This is quite important because this is what the parents will see when they are looking at different teachers. Again, I'll leave a link to my intro video down below. I tell you a little bit about what to include and show you an example of my video. They'll want you to give them your banking info. I recommend TransferWise. Again, I will leave a link to my blog which has everything to do with pay. So if you're not sure about how to get paid, that will give you some clips. That'll give you some tips. Just a quick one, don't use PayPal. I've heard the fees are crazy. Use TransferWise or your bank. That's it. Now, hopefully soon I'll be doing another video about your first few days of DaDa, because this can be a time where there's a lot of information and a lot to know. So hopefully I'll be able to do a video that will make this a little bit easier for you. But that's it for now. If you do have any questions about applying or DaDa itself, you can leave a comment or send me an email and I'm happy to help you. Alright, have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye!